Kahala Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. I'm not a member of Great Millstone yet. I've entered into their labors. Peace, mercy, and blessings to the brothers and sisters who are doing this, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. All right, so I'm just get straight to it. This happened on, I believe it's Thanksgiving. I don't remember because I stopped acknowledging Thanksgiving well before I knew that I was an Israelite. But anyway, I think this was Thanksgiving. And as you can see on the title, I wanted to wait a couple days just to see if anything else came about it. Now, this could be just some sort of, it's definitely an act of aggression. If a country that already has high tensions starts to mobilize, it is definitely going to raise flags to their enemies, which is NATO. And even within NATO, they don't even agree. So, a house divided can't stand. And let's see. I had another yeah. So while everyone else was sitting there thanking white Jeebus for the massacre of their own people, joining hands, saying prayers over that food, over those abominations, because at least 89% of the households had ham, or had some sort of swine, unless they're 7-day Adventists, then they still are praising white Jeebus. It's all idol worship and food sacrifice to idols. Everything that the Lord told you not to do, you're doing it, and you'll do it again in what, 8 weeks, or when is Christmas? 6 weeks. Whatever, you'll do it again. And according to Jeremiah chapter 10, you need to read that. Jeremiah 10, and I believe it's, Jeremiah 10, I believe it's on the first verse, if I'm not mistaken. It's like 1 through, but let me just make sure. Okay, I went too far. Dang it. Okay, so I'll hit the highlighted portion. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. All right, and that is every way. That is birthday celebrations, because you can look in the book of Genesis, and it talks about Pharaoh celebrating his birthday. But remember, when the Lord pulled us out of Egypt, he said, do not follow their ways. When he was bringing us into the land of Canaan, he said, these are the things you should not do, because the occupants that are currently in the land are doing these things. And it was popping a sister and brother, and it was incest. It was all kind of weirdo shit that those Africans were doing. All right, so these are all the ways of the heathen that we should not learn. The vanity that and the idols that they worship. As I said prior to when I was talking about Thanksgiving. All of these are the ways of the heathen that if you have learned, you need to unlearn. That's why the scripture says, come out of her, my people. It does not mean a physical leave. It is a spiritual, because if you are in agreement with this place, if you are in agreement, I'll say it again, if you are in agreement with the way this place is run, and you are in agreement with its current rulership, you're going to partake of her plagues. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. You cannot ride the fence. Either you're with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, or you're with this current leader, who is Esau Edom, who is clean contrary. If you took a sword and sliced a piece of paper, they are the other opposite side. There is no merging with them. Verse 3, for the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with an axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. Okay, so this is pretty much what the Christmas tree is, or the fir tree. So most people aren't cutting down their trees. You're going to buy them in the stores, because you can get anything in the store now. They destroy the land for profit. They destroy, and then some of the ones that are real, they cut these trees down in mass numbers and destroy an ecosystem for profit, for idol worship. So let's go back. Okay, let's read this. It's a very short article. And again, Let's just read it. Okay, Russian nuclear submarines based in, I can't even say that, Volushik, I guess. I don't know. You can see it. I can't pronounce that. Were urgently sent to sea. All right. Volushik is I'm just going to say it's Volushik. Is a closed town in Russia, in Kamchatka, whatever. Y'all, I can't read that, man. All right. Okay. On that region in the peninsula. Okay. According to military maps, against the background of rising tension between Russia and NATO, all nuclear submarines of the Pacific Fleet of the Russian Navy in a state of combat readiness left their places of deployment and went on alert duty. So when things go on alert duty, that means that a threat is either imminent or possible, because you have your force protection measures. So how ready you are depends on how close or how aggressive the enemy is being. So if they're on alert, I don't know Russia's their metric of preparedness, but if they've mobilized nuclear submarines, I'm guessing that's like either one level below go time, or they are just at it and are ready to go. And again, all of this is going on. Nobody hears nothing in the news. They're not reporting on this. All they're doing is fear mongering with what they're fear mongering with. Because I did look that up. I showed you on another video, and I'll do it again. But I won't speak on it because my prior video, I didn't speak on it. And what? Oh, there's the new one. That's the new one. And when I did the video a couple of days ago, I was like, look that up and see what that means. And I'm like, I wonder why they named it that. It's all Greek. Because we are there. We are right back in Rome yet again. Greek and Latin. Okay. So there was that, and we'll leave that where it is. You should look that up on Edom Online, do your own research, and come up with your own conclusion on why they would name the last one or the latest one. Who knows if it's actually the last, but they would name the latest one this. All right. Okay, they were observing the situation according to GPS tracking system. So I'm here at the bottom right now. According to GPS tracking systems, Russian nuclear submarines of projects 955 Beret, all right, started leaving their permanent bases and starting as early as the beginning of November. So they've just been kind of preparing themselves, arraying themselves for the battle. So why don't we get Joel with that? Joel chapter 3. We'll just get straight to the point. I will gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat or Yahweh-Shaphat, and will plead with them there for my people, for my heritage Israel, or Yasharallah, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land, because we have been under captivity in every nation. And remember, they were confederate. Most of these nations were confederate in making sure that we forgot who we were, and making sure that we were no longer a people, which they also did in the Greek times. And that is why the Apocrypha is so important. Do not let Catholic or Christian, whatever, do not let them try to tell you that it's not quote unquote canon, because you're an Edomite. You have no say on what is real and what is not in this Bible. It wasn't for you. You cannot speak on this Bible. You have no authority. You have a false authority because this is your kingdom. But according to the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, you have no authority. You cannot say what goes in the Bible and what doesn't. And all in all, you're simply a tool. All right. So anyway, as I was saying, the Greek, that the Apocrypha explains the Greek captivity, which also explains why it says there's neither Jew nor Gentile, because at that point they were not allowed to call themselves by their tribe, be it Benjamin, Judah, or Levi. They were not allowed to keep Sabbath. They were not allowed to exercise the ordinance that Yahweh had set for us in the earlier books, in Deuteronomy and in Leviticus and in Numbers and things of that nature. We were not allowed to practice those things and keep the ordinances, which should have been a continual thing for generation to generation. So they ended up being Greeks. They ended up being whatever they were, wherever the land they were scattered to. And then when they came back, those were the no people. That was the prophecy fulfilled when the Lord was going to make his people jealous with those who weren't a nation. They were Israelites by blood. They just happened to be scattered. He did not open up this covenant to every single nation. The heathen will not be given the covenant. They will be fine later on once the kingdom is established, but they will not be as the true Israelites are. Okay? So we'll just, let's see. I also want to get Thessalonians 5 and 3, and then I'm going to cut it. Or, hold on. I want to get, let me get, damn. Let's get Thessalonians. I think it's First Thessalonians 5 and 3. All right, so this is along the lines of people celebrating their Christmas and their Thanksgiving while the rest of the world, or in reality, things are crumbling and these prophecies are speeding up. All right, but this devil is going to get on the news and say peace and safety. For when they shall say, this is verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. All right. But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of the darkness, right? And we pray that Yahweh Bashim Shai keeps that spirit of light on us, that we do not creep back into the darkness, okay? And then be partakers of the sin of the daughter of Babylon, who is run and controlled by Esau Edom, whom wants to say that they are done away with, but you are them. You will not run from that. And what a way to top it off. This is why they want to run from it. Here's why, excuse me, I got a little runny nose. Actually, I kind of want to read it in. I pulled it up earlier. Right? You see it. You see the title. That's why they want to run from it. The day is near when I, Yahweh, this is verse 15, will judge all godless nations. This is for all of them, but mainly Edom. As you have done to Israel, so it will be done to you. All your evil deeds will fall back on your own heads. Just as you swallowed up my people on my holy mountain, so you and the surrounding nations will swallow the punishments I pour out on you. Yes, all you nations will drink and stagger and disappear from history. Let's see. But we want to go. This is why they want to run from it, okay? Right here. Because of the violence you did to your close relative in Israel, you will be filled with shame and destroyed forever. When they were invaded, you stood aloof, refusing to help them. Foreign invaders carried off their wealth and cast lots to divide up Jerusalem, but you acted like one of Israel's enemies, which they are. You should not have gloated when they exiled your relatives to distant lands. You should not have rejoiced when the people of Judah suffered such misfortune. You should not have spoken arrogantly in that terrible time of trouble. You should not have plundered the land of Israel when they were suffering such calamity. You should not have gloated over the destruction when they were suffering such calamity. You should not have seized their wealth. You know how much they love their wealth. Because remember, we get to render it upon them double. So You can read the rest of it. I'll leave it at that. You are going to receive double. Shalom.